Today on In the Wood Yard, we've got a cherry bin to build, a cherry to split. So yesterday I cut a bunch of cherry up, and today I am going to put a bin right here. Now there was a bunch of oak right here, but the oak now is residing on the other side of this bin because I'm not going to build a bin here just yet. This stuff will all be sold. This is oak, and then there's some ash back there, and eventually I'll do a bin probably back in here and through here. But that'll all sell, and I am going to put my cherry right next to the hickory. And I'm not going to put a space either. I'm just going to build basically a 90-degree corner, some pallets on the ground. I'm only going to go, I think, 2 pallets wide, and I might even use some of these big ones down here on the bottom and just run them out. And my cherry will be right there. And if I need another cherry bin, I'll just build another one. The cherry is way over there on the other side of the logs. So yeah, it'd be nice if they were right here because I could split right into it. I could use the tractor with the bucket, load them into the bucket. It's not perfect here. I mean, it would be good enough for dry wood, but for wet wood, I'm still gonna put pallets on the bottom and put sides up, keep it off the ground. That way it'll stay nice and dry. I did just go through and rip out all of these sumacs that are growing here. Look at how much those are growing. It's been about, I don't know, 3 weeks since I cut all these trees off, maybe a month now, something like that. And they're growing like crazy. And everybody's been telling me, oh, you gotta spray them, you gotta kill them. Yeah, eventually. I could either make firewood or I can do property management and get everything looking perfect. I don't make money doing that. I gotta get firewood done now because it's the middle of summer and I need wood for this fall. Luckily, I've got a lot of very dry wood. I've got this cherry is probably the wettest stuff that I gotta do. And I got a bunch of green oak that was fresh cut. I gotta get that done. I already got a bunch of it done over there. And I got some on my dad's property, and I have some at my other business. But I have all of that stuff out there. That stuff's a year old. All of that, all the tops from ash trees, and there's probably half a semi-load. So there's probably a good 5, 6 full cords there. And then there's a bunch of stuff down here. I got to get all this cleaned up. Eventually I want to have bins in this area here, so I got to get this all cleaned up. And the nice thing about having that wood that has been basically in a pile for a year is that it's dry. I mean, I cut a few sticks just yesterday just to test it out, bone dry, as in like 15% moisture content. So I've got a lot of good dry wood. All I got to do is cut it, split it down to a manageable size, or leave it if it's a small piece, and then go from there. And then I also have a whole bunch of oak over there, red oak, black oak, that was killed by oak wilt. So it was dead standing when it was cut this last winter. And so when you get oak that's dead standing from oak wilt, the roots basically rot off and the trees will tip over, and the oak is still good. You get some rot to it a little bit here and there. I don't know if you can see some of it over here. I'll come over this way and I'll show you some. But it's 95% really good wood. This is white oak, so that's really nice and solid. And then this is the red oak here. And most of this was stuff that was from living trees that I cut. So there's not too much oak wilt wood in here. But it does happen occasionally that you get some. But you can see this is really nice solid wood in here. This is the biggest bin that I've got. And I still can get probably a whole nother trailer load full in there. And this one here, I can easily get another probably 2, maybe even 3 trailer loads full in because I can go up quite high. So that's what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna be moving some pallets, building a bin first. Then we're gonna bring the splitter out and we're gonna fill up a cherry bin with the cherry that I've got. There it is, another bin. And the cherry is gonna go in here right next to the hickory. And I don't think I'll fill more than half of this at the most for now. And then obviously the rest later, and then I'll fill the hickory. And the fact that it's on pallets and it's in the sun and wind all the time, it'll dry just fine here. And I'm kind of thinking that the local builders are gonna start stopping in here, the home builders, and they're gonna start looking at this stuff and they're gonna say, wow, we need to hire this guy. All right, let's go split some cherry. right, so I got the splitter over here, and while I was driving the splitter over, it dawned on me, I don't need to use the elevator just because I have it. I always used to split into the bucket and dump it in the bins. It's one touch. Well, with my hands. But it'll be a lot easier that way. It'll save me a whole bunch of moving stuff around and handling it again. Just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should. I get that a lot on the channel. Guys like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, you should buy this, you should have that. Yeah, it'd be nice sometimes to have everything and to be able to do everything. But sometimes you got to think through what's logical. This makes the most sense, other than cutting the wood up over by the bin and then just tossing it in right as the split. But this is where I cut it up. So the cherry here, I'm thinking is going to be 2.5 full cords, my guess, somewhere in there. We're going to start with the splitter and split the wood. Smallerization is happening right now. The sun is going down, and I just came over to see my friends. I have a meeting I have to be at in like a half an hour. I thought I was going to get all the cherry done, but that ain't going to happen. There's still at least one bucket, maybe 2 buckets left. I'll show you what we got done. Whew. It's way more wood here than I thought. So of course I chucked this wood over here earlier today. Then I added on to the bin. And I've been splitting, and it's pretty much going to be almost full by the time I get done, because there's a couple buckets to go yet. I might be able to get 4 or 5 buckets in there. I'll show you what's left. I'm going to walk over here and show you. We got a lot of it done. But I did run out of gas. I should say the splitter ran out. I had to go get gas, so I was gone for about an hour. But there's probably, there might be 2 buckets here left. And then I got all the scraps. Odds and ends. That stuff I'll take home, because that stuff's awesome in the fire pit. But yeah, I just been splitting right into the bucket and dumping. It works pretty good. But it ain't gonna happen tonight. I gotta go. I got a meeting I gotta go to. You're gonna come back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We're gonna split the rest of this, finish that bin off, clean this up, and do some more work. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody.